let's begin. As you saw in the title, today we're going to be learning distribution, factoring, and the quadratic formula. I'm going to start super basic. All of you will be able to follow me. There will be a quiz at the end of the lesson. The lesson will take about an hour and a half, maybe less. I have 2 questions prepared. First question. Oh boy, thank you. The first question will be for a $10 Steam card prize. The second question will be for a $20 Steam card prize. Now, I will reiterate this later on once I put the questions up. Those questions you will have to answer by actually writing it down on pencil or paper, or getting your tablet and writing it in Photoshop or Paint using your mouse. It doesn't matter. You have to show your work. You have to show your work, and you have to show the answer, and you have to circle the answer, and you have to tweet it at me at BobberWCC. And once I see it, whoever the first one is that's completely correct and showed good work will win the prizes. But let's get to the lesson before we get there. So thank you for all the cool stuff you guys are doing right now. I am actually, this is the first time I've actually been like nervous while I'm streaming. Like I've done art streams for like 2 years, like randomly sometimes. I've always been relaxed. Now I'm kind of like nervous. But let's continue. Let's do this. So, distribution. Let's learn a few basic things before we get to what distributing is. X. X is a variable. It could be any number. Any number. What if we do x plus x? What's going to happen? Well, when x's add up like this, you get 2x. Okay? This is 2 times x. So you're like, okay, what the heck? Where did this 2 come from? Let me show you. Let's say x is 7. All right, let's say x is 7. What will we get? We'll get 7 plus 7. What's 7 plus 7? 14, right? Now, what's this? This is 2 times x. So we'll get 2 times 7. What's 2 times 7? 14. So there you go. X plus x, 2x. So, for you very smart children out there, let's say we do 3x plus x. What are we going to get? We're going to get 4x. That's how you add up variables. We're starting very, very simple here. That's how you add up variables. Okay? And if your head already hurts, I don't know what to say. All right. That's how you add up variables. Now, let's talk about multiplying variables. Let's say we have an x, and we're doing x times x. Notice how I'm using a dot to represent times. I don't write times as an x because that can be misinterpreted for another x. So, we put a dot. X times x. What are we going to get? Well, it's not going to be 2x. It's not going to be 2x. It's going to be x squared. Oh, this is called an exponent. We're taking x to the power of 2. Okay, now let me demonstrate. Let's say x is 7 again. Well, what's 7 times 7? 7 times 7 is 49. Okay? And what this x squared means is literally x times x. Like, I don't know how else to write it. It just literally means x times x. So x squared, let's say this is 7. So 7 squared, right? Well, we'll get 7 times 7, which is 49. Okay? These are the absolute basics. Once you know this, distribution will be piece of cake. What's going on? Wait, did I do something wrong? What did I do? Okay, so I feel like I'm gonna hit a wall. It's gonna happen this stream. Once I hit a wall, get your omega loads ready. All right. So now you know what x squared is, and now you know what a coefficient is. Whoops, I forgot to mention. The number in front of the x is called a coefficient. That means how many x's are added up into each other. How many x's are combined into each other. It's 2 x's. Or not 2 x's, this is 2 times x, so x plus x, okay? So, I'm hoping that I don't have to go as basic as multiplying numbers. You guys should know that 5 times 5 is 25. You should know 12 times 12 is 144. You should know all of these things, these, small numbers. So, let's start multiplying. If I want to multiply 8 times x, what are we going to get? We're going to get 8x. If I want to multiply x times 2x, I'm not adding these up. If I'm adding these up, it's going to be 3x, but I'm multiplying them. What happens? Well, the x's multiply, you get an x squared, and this 2 multiplies with the invisible number 1 right here. There is a 1, okay, right here. We usually don't write it down. There's a 1 here. So 2 times 1, 2. So you'll get 2x squared. I'm hoping this is like, okay, Bobber, move on. This is very basic, right? Okay. So, got all this down. Now, let's actually learn distribution. When you're multiplying one thing to another, it's very straightforward. You need to multiply their coefficients, and if they're variables, well, you got to put them up to a certain power, right? So if it's x times x, you'll get x squared. If it's 2 times 5, you'll get 10. You'll get 10x squared. Simple. If you're doing two things, it's simple. But if you're doing something like this, x plus 2, you have an expression here, x plus 2. You can't simplify this. This is as simplified as it gets, okay? There's nothing here you can't do anything. If this was x times 2, then you'd get 2x. But this is an x plus 2. There's nothing you could do. This is it. That's all we have. Oops. Now, if you want to multiply a number or something, let's say 5, to this entire thing, here's where a lot of people mess up. Okay, here's where a lot of people mess up. They say, okay, so this will be what? X plus 10? Because they're multiplying the 5 to the 2? Because like, oh, it's a number, right? X plus 10. Or maybe they just multiply it to the x. They're like, okay, so 5x plus 2. Is that the answer? You got to be careful. This is distribution. When you're multiplying something to a quantity, to something that's more than just one thing, to multiple things, you have to make sure that it actually multiplies to each and every single one of them. So you do 5 times x. 5x. 5 times 2. 10. Plus, right? The plus comes down. 10. This is the right answer. 5x plus 10. You got to multiply to each and every single bit. Okay? So, what if instead of a 5, we put an x? By the way, for those of you that don't understand why I have parentheses here, it's just a way of grouping things. So because I put the parentheses here, it means the quantity of. Okay, it's the quantity of x plus 2. Okay, whatever this quantity is, that's what it is of. And if you put anything outside here, again, just like how we had the 2x, and we knew that there's a multiplying here, it's 2 times x, it's the same thing up here. Anytime you see two things just right next to each other with no plus or minus or anything in between, it means that they're being multiplied. Okay? All right. So if x comes into here, boom, times x. What do we get? I just taught you a little bit ago. X times x, that's x squared. Then x comes, boom, hits the 2. X times 2, that'll be plus 2x. Boom. All right? Oh boy. Okay, x squared plus 2x. Okay? That's it. Oh, thank you. That's it. You know how to distribute now. That's actually it. That's literally it. Let's do one more example. Let's do one more example. Let's do something a little bit harder. Okay? How about we do 3x plus, I don't know, 5. A little bit harder, not too much. Little bit harder. Let's do x. Let's do 2x. Oh, 2x. All right. So first the 2x multiplies here. What did I teach you guys? It's 2 times 3. What's 2 times 3? 6. X times x, x squared. Okay? Next, 2x plus 5. We go like this. Boom, multiply. So we put the plus. Okay? 2x and 5. That's 10x. Okay? I'm going to do one more example, and this should cover most questions you guys have. Okay? Most questions you guys have. Let's do let's go a little bit crazy here. Let's do x minus 3. Oh, we have a minus. Now let's do negative x. Oh, very, very scary. Negative x times x. This is really basic stuff, guys. I'm not going to cover this. You should know that a negative times a positive is a negative. So we get negative x negative x squared, right? Now the next one, be careful, negative times a negative 3, which means the negatives cancel out, giving us a positive 3x. Okay? Oh. Okay. So, negative x squared plus 3x. So there we go. We did 3 different examples. Each one had its own interesting bit to it, right? Now you should know how to distribute. Okay. Now that we know how to distribute, we're going to learn some harder stuff. It's going to get a little bit scary now. It's not going to be like, okay, x times x. It's going to be like, you got to think. Got to put that noggin to use. So, here we go. We're going to move into factoring. Let's say, actually, let's do one more example of distribution before we move on, because this is the most important example before we can factor. For some of you curious people out there, you might be thinking, okay, what if I don't want to just multiply a single number to to a quantity? What if I want to multiply a quantity to a quantity? Oh, damn. Quantity to a quantity? All right, let's do it. X plus 1, X plus 2. I want to multiply this quantity to this quantity. Oh boy. Okay, here we go. Super easy, guys. Super easy. There's no difference. You just do the first one, move it here, right? X times X. What is that? X squared. Okay, do the next one. X times 2 plus 2X. Okay, now it's 1's turn. Oops. Let's put that back here. Now it's 1's turn. 1 times X. That'll be 1X or just X. Okay, remember the 1 rule. Everything has an invisible 1 in front of it. You don't have to write it down. So 1 times X, that's just X, right? 1X. Plus 1 times 2, which is 2. Well, now you see we have some like terms. What's a like term? What the heck's a like term? Those are terms that can be combined. This isn't the final answer. This isn't like, well, I guess I can't do anything anymore. Look, there's a 2X plus X. Didn't we learn how to do this exact thing at the beginning? We get X squared plus 3X plus 2. That's how you do it. Okay? This is the answer. X squared plus 3X plus 2 is what you get when you multiply the quantity of X plus 1 to the quantity of X plus 2. Okay? That is the absolute basics of what happened. Am I missing things? Oh shit, I'm missing things.
Can I get to the bathroom, please? I've been holding it this entire class. It's an emergency!
Banana, this is college. You don't have to ask.
Okay.
All right. So, this is what we get. Now, the hard part starts when we want to
Hold
go.
on. Can you go back to the beginning?
Okay. What?
Like all the way to be. I'm just started. Okay, I'm kidding. Sorry. Hey, just.
What's 9 plus 10?
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. I have after-school
You're doing
tutoring
great.
for you. You signed
What
up
do
for
you
the
want?
tutoring program. I know. Your mom gave me your name. It's okay. Just sit tight. Okay. So now the part that I actually want to teach you guys, this is kind of, it's understandable, not hard to learn. The hard part that a lot of teachers mess up teaching and just have students go through hell is how to go back. How to go back to the past. This is called a polynomial. It's a bunch of numbers, right? Nomial numbers, poly, a bunch of. It's literally it. It's a polynomial. We want to turn this polynomial back into this form, this factored form. Okay, this is called the factored form. Oh my goodness, thank you guys. I'm teaching, but thank you. Oh my goodness. Okay, so let's learn how to do that. It's called factoring. This is going to be one of the questions. This is going to be one of the questions, so pay attention. It's not going to be the exact question, but it'll be very similar to it. Okay, you guys want to win them prizes? You guys gotta learn, gotta pay attention. Okay, now let's start with x squared plus 4x plus 4. Okay, here's our polynomial. We got an x squared, we got a 4x, we got a 4. How the heck do we turn this backwards? How do we turn this backwards?
I don't know.
Okay, so first thing you know is this. Well, actually, let me comment real quick. So a lot of times, let's say, I'm sure a lot of you have gone through this class, so you remember what is how. Oh my god. So
The assistant teacher.
what is it, banana?
I think that's the assistant teacher's here.
Assistant teacher's here. All right, come here, assistant teacher. Come here, come closer.
This is listen. Don't write in the chat, please. Report to the office. Don't write in the chat. Please report to the office. Your outfit is not appropriate for class. Don't wear it. Good job, brother, and continue. Continue.
Thank you, principal. Thank you. Thank you so much. I'm so happy. This school teaches me so. This school treats me so politely. I'm honored. I'm honored to be faculty. Okay, so x squared plus 4x plus 4. We want to move backwards. A lot of the times, your, run-of-the-mill math teacher is going to teach you some dumb trick. It's going to be like, a lot of you have learned this. I don't know what it's called. It's like, oh, take this number, put it here, put this one here, put some x here, go like this. It's some weird crisscross. It's like you're playing tic-tac-toe. It's like, what am I doing? Let's do math here, please. So instead of doing some like weird guessing game, let's think about this logically. You know that this is going to end up looking something like this. You know that. That's a given. You know that by this x squared right here, that there has to be an x here, and there has to be an x here. This is stating the obvious so far. Okay? Yes, principal?
Those look like titties right there.
Thank you, principal.
Madonna on the field of the stadium. Looks like Madonna.
Yes, I remember that as well. I'm a big fan. Mm-hmm.
Listen here, principal. I'm trying to learn. Can you shut your goddamn mouth?
Sorry. We'll not do it again.
Thank you, students. Okay, so the hard part is, what do we put here and what do we put here? What do we put? Here's where you gotta think. Whatever number ends up going here and here, that number, you just learned distribution, right? Has to multiply to this number, right? Whatever these two numbers are, have to multiply to give you 4. Okay? That's the number one thing you have to remember. Number two thing, whatever these numbers are, have to add up to give you 4x. Okay. How about we give it a shot? I want to say, 4 and 1. Sounds about right. I don't know. Plus 4, plus 1. Well, it's true. If we do 4 times 1, we'll get 4. That's good. But if we do x times 1, we'll have an x somewhere here in the middle of our answer, right? And then we'll get a 4 times x, which will be plus 4x, and we'll get a 5x. This is a 4x. It's not a 5x. So you see, it's not too easy. It doesn't immediately click. It's not like, oh yeah, okay, 4 times 1. What other ways can we get a 4 by multiplying two numbers? Well, the only two other factors of 4 are 2 and 2. If we do 2 times 2, we'll get 4. If we do x times 2, we'll get 2x. 2 times x, we'll get another 2x. 2x plus 2x is 4x. Simple logic, simple reasoning. Now, I know that weird crisscross way that you learn in class is like a bit faster and stuff, but a lot of the times that doesn't help you see things that we're gonna have to go over later in future sessions. It's always better to know how to do it without these fancy shortcuts and fancy stuff, and then learn those shortcuts if you want. This way, to me, well, I've done it for so freaking long that you can literally just give me something and I can answer this in like 2 seconds. But this shouldn't be too hard to understand. And for those of you that still aren't seeing it, remember that we have to distribute this. X squared plus 2x plus 2x plus 4. Right? X squared plus 4x plus 4. There you have it. Okay? Factoring. Let's try one more example. Factoring is going to take a while, guys. It's going to be a bit difficult. The problem that I gave you guys, it's not too hard. Okay? I make sure that, you know, I'm not one of those professors that goes like, all right, here's a study guide, and then they give the final and it's like, none of this is on the study guide. And they go, ha, got him. And everyone fails the class. I speak from experience. So let's try factoring a different one. So x squared, let's get a minus in there now. The minuses are what trip up a lot of students. Because the 4 one, that was easy. That was like, okay, it's either going to be 4 or 1 or 2 or 2. One of them's going to work. But with the minuses, you might want to be careful where you put them. But I don't think this will be that hard of a question. Example, I mean. So let's do x squared minus x plus 6. Okay? Should be able to factor this. At least I say so. If I'm wrong, well, it won't be good. So, step 1. I want to factor this. You know that if this is factorable, it's going to end up being a quantity times another quantity. You know that because there's an x squared here, there will be an x here, there will be an x here. Obvious. Now is the hard part. What two numbers multiply to give you a positive 6, but add up to give you a negative 1? Or in this case, negative 1x, right? Let's think. 6 and 1, how about that? All right, 6. What about a positive 6 and a positive 1? Well, positive 6 times positive 1 is positive 6, but if you add these guys up, you're going to get a 7x. It's not even negative, it's 7x. That's completely wrong. What if I did negative 6 and positive 1? Well, that's just wrong. This is going to be a negative 6 if I multiply these two. What if I did a negative 6 and a negative 1? Now it's getting interesting. Okay, negative 6, negative 1. Negatives cancel out. We get a positive 6. Okay. But if you add them up, you get a negative 7x. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. This is also not going to work. What other factors of 6 are there? 1 times 6, obviously, but we just tried all of it. How about 2 times 3? How about a 2 and how about a 3? Okay, let's think. 2 times 3. Okay, that's 6, right? Let's pretend, let's see they're both positive. 2 times 3, okay, boom, 6, good. But 2 plus 3, yeah, we get a 5. Not good. How about we use this? Minus 3. Oh no, I messed up, didn't I? Okay, let's pretend this was a minus. Shh. Okay. That's gonna be my next emote. The not like this, except with like the professor. I promise. So if we put plus 2 and minus 3, remember I didn't prepare the whole lesson. I'm good at improv. I could do this. So if we do it like this, x times x, x squared, 2x, x times negative 3, and last but not least, 2 times negative 3. And we add this up, and we get x squared minus x minus 6. Okay? So there's 2 things you have to worry about. What factors of the last number to put, and which number should be negative. If I made 2 negative and I made 3 positive, some of you might be like, okay, yeah, that should work, right? I mean, you're not doing too much. Well, that's not right, because if we do minus 2x plus 3x, that's a positive x. That's not negative. We needed the bigger one to be negative so that this guy would end up negative. Okay? Whew. And that's one more example of factoring. All right, students, it seems that the principal wants to make another speech. He's slowly making his way. He's really old. You're gonna have to give him some time. Okay, slowly.
Excuse me, Professor.
Yes.
This person came late to class.
Well, good thing someone's recording this, right? All right. I always allow for my classes to be recorded, so you guys can go back and learn. And
Raising your hand.
he's here. Okay, so you're here. You can make it. Okay. Guess he wasn't gonna make a speech. He just found a shortcut to the bathroom, so we'll just let him pass by. All right. Right. Okay. All right. Now, this last part is going to be a bit of a jump. So, for the people that are slightly familiar with the factoring, this will be easy for you to move on and understand what the quadratic function is. For the people that have just now found out what the heck factoring is, it's definitely stick through. I will do my best to explain it. It will not be too difficult, but you know, it's going to be a little bit hard for you to immediately jump from factoring because you've barely done any practice yourself, and I don't necessarily assign homework, so yeah, I don't know. You're going to have to do some work on your own. All right, so next is the quadratic formula. Let me write something down here. X squared plus, actually, how about we do minus 2x plus 5. Okay? So again, this is a polynomial. Remember what a polynomial was. What's nomial mean? Number. What's poly mean? Multiple of. So multiple numbers. That's what that means. This is a polynomial. Now, right now, I'm going to save us a bit of time and say this is not factorable. You cannot factor this. There are no factors of 5 that will add up to give you a negative 2. I can even just demonstrate it really quickly. What are the factors of 5? 1 and 5. Nothing else multiplies to 5. What are the combinations? Negative 1, negative 5, 1 and 5, negative 1 and 5, 1 and negative 5. None of these add up to give you a negative 2. So you can't factor. Okay? So then what the heck? If this is set equal to 0, now it's an equation. Now that means we can find what x is. How do I find what x is? How do I find what x is? If this was factorable, which I'll go back to and actually show you how to find what x is after I teach the quadratic formula. If this was factorable, it would be super quick and easy to find what x is equal to. In this case, we can't factor. So what do? Quadratic formula. Now, if you haven't taken the class yet to figure out what quadratic formula is, then I guess I'll teach you the way I was taught, which was actually a very good way, and I still remember to this day. So, sing it with me. It's my first day as a professor, so I guess I should take it easy here. So if you're doing the quadratic formula, here's what it is. Sing it with me. X equals negative b plus or minus square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. Thank you. Thank you. This is the quadratic formula. So, you might be going, later Bobber, logging out. But, wait. This is really easy, okay? All you have to remember is whatever is here. In this case, it's, what did I say, guys? Invisible 1, right? Invisible 1. Whatever's here is A. Whatever's here is B. Whatever's here is C. That's it. Plug it in and solve it. That's how easy it gets. So we'll do it right now. Oh, and the number one most important thing is that your polynomial, your trinomial needs to equal 0. If there's anything left on that side, if there's a 1, if there's an x, if there's some giant thing, this will not work. You need to make sure that you have a trinomial, x squared plus something x plus something, and it has to equal 0. Okay? Now, let's throw them in. So, we got a negative b. So, it starts off as negative b, right? But this is already a negative 2. So, what would go here in this case is a 2. Okay? And that negative b meant whatever the opposite of this is. And what's the opposite of a negative? 2. Okay? Now, this is a plus or minus. That means we're going to end up with 2 answers. Okay? Just like before when we were factoring. We were getting 2 answers. This is going to give us our 2 answers. Plus or minus. It's 2 different options. Okay? Don't let that scare you off. B squared. That's negative 2 squared. What's negative 2 times negative 2? 4. A and C. What's A? It's 1. What's C? That's 5. So this is going to be 4 times 1, which is just 4, m times 5. All over 2a. What's a? 1. 2 times 1 is 2. Okay, let's simplify this. So I'll just kind of work right here and erase this stuff. 4 times 5, what is that? 20. Oh no, I didn't want to do complex numbers. Oh god. Don't worry about it. So 4 minus 20. It's going to be a negative, right? It's going to be negative 16, right? Now, because I don't want to go into territory that I shouldn't have ever ventured into to begin with, this is your answer. I'll accept this as an answer for now, until we have a session on complex numbers. Okay? All right? What is a complex number? Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. So, what did we learn? Let's not be confused. What did we learn? We learned, hey, I have a trinomial and it's set equal to 0. Good. I can't factor it. There are no factors of 5 that let me do parentheses, x, all that easy stuff. What do I do? Quadratic formula. That's it. That's all we learned. Nothing crazy. This is important. I feel like this part is something that a lot of professors skip to do, and it's super important. Whenever class is about to finish, right, and you just run out, you're like, so what did I learn again besides the last 5 seconds? It's good to summarize. So pay attention. All we did was figure out how to find what x is equal to when we couldn't factor. We used the quadratic formula. Search it up right now, quadratic formula, have that on your PC or mobile or whatever, because the second question on the test, you might not be able to factor it. There's a hint. Shouldn't have said that. What? What second question on the test? All right, now. I was kind of debating before this. Should I do quadratic formula? Maybe I should just do factoring and what was the other one called? Distribution. But it would have been too short. I wanted to make sure I actually teach a bunch of stuff. So, if I'm not mistaken, all right, you know what, chat? Do you guys want any more examples, or are you guys ready for the quiz? Now, for those of you that have just arrived, let me remind you. 2 things. 1, I'm not playing music so that you guys can play music. Play whatever you want. I don't want to force you guys to listen to whatever I'm listening to. Have me in the background. Play what you want. We both win. 2, there's going to be a quiz after the lesson. What do you think? What do you think this is? This is class. Okay? You're going to be tested. Okay? You're not just going to come and sit here, all right, and just be privileged and then just leave not being educated. You're going to leave my classroom educated, and I'm going to make sure of that. So, there's going to be tests every time I finish my lecture, okay? Those tests are going to consist of literally exactly what I did, and I will do examples that are almost exactly the questions that I give you guys. And these questions aren't just do the question. I have 2 questions today prepared. One of them, factoring. If you get it, if you're first to get it, and I'll tell you how you submit your answers, you win a $10 Steam card. Second question is a little bit harder. Might need to do a few things here and there. $20 Steam card. And I'll tell you how you're going to win those things. Now, the important thing is Should I do more examples? Do you guys want more examples before I give these two test questions? Do you guys think, okay, you know what, Bobber? I'm a king of factoring now. I know exactly what to do. It's like, okay, Bobber, I know what the quadratic formula is. I just got to plug in the numbers. You guys want more examples? Do you want the test? I'm doing two more examples. One's going to be normal factoring. One's going to be a really quick and easy quadratic formula. Okay? Pay attention. Let's factor x squared, let me think, plus minus, what should we do? Minus x, no. Dang. I wanna make this a little bit slightly difficult. Minus x minus 20. Okay? X squared minus x minus 20. Let me think in my head now if this is factorable real quick. Right. Yes, this is factorable. Okay. Here we go. We want to factor this. That means your answer is definitely going to end up looking something like this. This is an x squared here at the front. This lesson we're not going to cover if there's a number here. We're just going to we're sticking to just having a number 1 here, okay? For factoring. For factoring. The quadratic formula one might have a number there. But for factoring, we're just going to do it where there's an invisible 1 here, okay? So if this is the case, you know that there's going to be 2 x's here. You know that. You know that there's going to be x times x, so we can get an x squared. How else are we going to get an x squared? Now, you have to figure out what 2 numbers multiply to give you negative 20 and add up to give you negative 1x. Okay? Since I don't want to spend a ton of time going through all the different combinations, you should kind of think in your head, go like, okay, what's a factor of 20? 20 and 1. Are 20 and 1 somehow going to add up to give you negative 1? No. What about 10 and 2? Is there some way to add or subtract 10 and 2 to give you that? No. What are the 2 famous numbers that multiply to give you 20? 5, 4. What is this? Negative. Which number has to be the negative? The 4 or the 5? It's going to have to be the 5. We want the 5 to overpower to the 4 because it's bigger. Okay? That's why we put negative 5, positive 4. And just so you know that this is the answer, x squared, right? Plus 4x minus 5x minus 20. Okay? Add these up, you're going to get a minus x. Done. All right? That's factoring. Keep that in mind. Pop quiz is going to be real soon. Now, I'm going to show you something interesting. By the way, thank you everyone who's following, subscribing, all that. Thank you so much. I incredibly appreciate it. And one of the number 1 reasons I'm not thanking every single one is because I'm incredibly anxious and this is very scary for me. So I'm trying my best. So thank you everyone. Just thank you overall. And I kind of want to stick to the lesson, hammer it out without too many interruptions. So, same exact problem. But I want to do it the harder way. I want to do quadratic formula. Okay, fine. It'll still work. Oh, I forgot to give you guys something very important. Forget about it. We'll learn it next time. This is equal to 0. It's got to be equal to 0 to use the quadratic formula. If it's not equal to anything, you're not solving anything. You're just saying, yeah, x squared minus x minus 20. It's like, okay, what about it? This way, there's a statement. You're saying, okay, whatever this is equal to 0. So you got to find out what the x's are to make this equal 0. So let's use quadratic formula. X equals negative b. So whatever the opposite of b is. B here's negative 1. What's the opposite of negative 1? 1. Plus or minus square root of b squared. What's 1 squared? What's negative 1 squared? 1. Minus 4. A, invisible 1. Okay, we don't have to write it. It's just negative 4 times 1, it's negative 4. C, negative 20 times negative 20. Okay. Over 2 times A. A is 1, so we just get 2. Okay? Time for some simplification. 1 plus or minus square root of, what's negative 4 times negative 20? That's 80. What's 80 plus 1? 81. Oh, over 2. Okay, I'm going to erase this because I want to move up here and I still want to keep this stuff. So let's move back up here. What is the square root of 81? The square root is the opposite of a square. So if 7 squared is 7 times 7, which is 49, the square root of 49 is the square root of 7 times 7, which is the square root of 7 squared. And since square root and square are mortal enemies, they kill each other, and you get 7. Okay? They're the opposite. So what is the square root of 81? 9. 9 times 9 is 81. So, equals 1 plus or minus, actually we just solved that, 9 over 2. It's getting close. We're almost there. So now we have 2 answers. It's going to branch 2 different ways, right? Just like how when we factored it, we end up with 2 quantities. We got 2 answers here. 1 plus 9, 10 over 2. 1 minus 9, 8. 8 over 2. So we got 2 different paths. This leads us to a 5. Oh, whoops. This is a negative. Right. No. Wait, what am I doing? Yeah, this is a negative. Ooh, careful. Right? 1 minus 9. Negative 8 over 2. Which is negative 4. Look at that. They're the exact opposite of the numbers that we got when we factored it. There's a reason for that. Let me show you. And for the quiz, these are the numbers you're going to have to report if you use the quadratic formula. Now let me show you why they're the opposite. Because remember before we got negative 5 and negative 4? What the heck? Why is it 5 and negative 4? Why are they switched? Well, it's because of a tiny little thing you have to remember. Very tiny. What's 0 times 0? Or what's anything times 0? 0. So, remember we had x minus 5, x plus 4, right? Remember? If you put x equals 5 here. 5 minus 5 is 0. Who cares what this is? 0 times this is going to be 0. What if over here we put x equals negative 4? Negative 4 plus 4 is 0. Who cares what this is? 0 times 0 or whatever is 0. These are your answers. This is just the factored form. These are your answers. Okay? That's why the quadratic formula, it's like, what the heck? It's flipped. Well, technically, this is the one that's flipped. You got to figure out, guys, for those of you that are in class that are actually learning this right now, I promise you, your teacher is going to mark off the most points in the class for people who put x equals negative 5 and for people who put x equals 4. I promise you, okay? A lot of times kids are like, okay, what's the factor? All right, oh, I found it. There we go. That times that is that, and that plus that is that. I got it. Okay, here's the answer. Woohoo! And then you're just like, and because it's like high school or middle school, it's multiple choice, so you don't even get partial credit. It's sad, really. It's really sad. Remember that. That's how you distribute. That's how you factor. And that's how you do the quadratic formula, all to find out x's. Now, screen's gonna shut off. I'm gonna write the question. And then, as soon as I turn on the screen, it's go. Now, let me tell you how you submit, okay? Open up your Twitter, @BobberWCC, okay? Same exact name. Either get your pencil or paper out, or get your mouse and open up Paint. I don't care. As long as it's written down somehow, okay? Write out the work that you put in to the problem, okay? And then write your answer, circle it, take a picture or screenshot, tweet it at me. The first person to have shown their work and have circled the answer wins. That's it. Now, I know that it's kind of a race, and I hate races. I'm a slow math learner, man. I learn math so slow. No joke. Everyone in class gets it, and I don't. And then I have to go home and I have to study all day. But then I go to class. That's where I show I'm the smartest. Because all those kids forget. So even though you're not lightning speed and all that, you're learning right here. And remember, I got the Discord. You join that, ask your questions there. And I'm looking for a lot of tutors. If you think you're a smart math dude, if you think you're a smart English guy, if you think you're good at chemistry, biology, science, whatever, join the Discord. I'll make you a tutor. And you can teach people that join. Okay? I also do that. I'll be in the Discord a bit. I'll answer math questions after this. So, here we go. The first question, I will be a little bit lenient. Okay? First question, I'll be a little bit lenient. You won't have to show work because it's factoring. And remember the way I taught it to you guys? It's not some silly, gotta do some X, some weird shortcut that your teacher teach. It's just, you gotta write this down, put it in. But if I see that, you're trying different factors, like, let me try -5 and -4. Oh, it didn't work. Okay, let me try 4 and 5. Write that down. Don't be too scared. The first question, if you're not showing too much work, I don't blame you. There isn't too much work to show. Second one though, it's the $20 one. Bet your ass there's gonna be some work to be shown. All right. Screen's gonna go off. You're probably gonna hear me yelling in the background because I hit my head somewhere. I don't know. But prepare yourselves. Give me like a minute or two. Take a break. Ugh. I'm drinking water. Thank you. Sorry about this noises you hear. I need to keep tightening and untightening my vibe so as to not just like squeeze it onto my head. Okay. Okay, let's see. What's the question? Alright, you guys can't see anything. Good. Alright, everyone, get ready. Here comes the question. Here it comes. Get your Twitters ready, get your stuff ready. And we're off. Let's go, boys. Start factoring. Gotta see your work. You can't submit that. You can don't you dare get your phone and open that dumb app that solves the stuff for you and call it your work. I know that exists. You're not dealing with some regular old man professor. You understand? You're dealing with Bobber. I know when you cheat. I know when you cheat. Let's go. I'm gonna stand around here for 30 more seconds. I'm gonna start checking my Twitter and see who wins. Then we'll do the next question. So this is for a $10 Steam card. You can buy yourself 10 copies of Bad Rats and send them off to some friends. Or you can purchase something that's actually worth purchasing. Up to you. Alright. I'm gonna check who's the winner. Let's see. Juniper? Juniper, why did you just put 2 parentheses and 2 X's? Juniper, can you please explain this to me? What is the meaning of this? Oh, baby. Okay. So, the first place winner is the Dandy Guy. My boy. You're a quick one. And here's his work. Very nice. Is that a Mac? Ugh. Minus points. All right, dandy. Good job. $10 Steam card. Gonna have to DM me later. I'll hook you up. All right, and good job to Adrian Zyan ZY. I really want to show this one. Hold on. I really want to show this one. This one's a good one. Hold on. Look at this. How do I rotate? Is there an easy way to rotate? Whatever. Look, he forgot the parentheses. Dude, you were going so fast. You were going so incredibly fast. You forgot to close the parentheses. Wow. That is sonic speed, my dude. Wow. All right, let's see who else got the answer. So Dandy's the one that won, but I like to go through and look at everyone's answers, man. That's what I like. So we got Alex. Good job, Alex. We got Zin. Good job, Zin. Wow, Zin. Oh, Zin went above and beyond, my friends. Zin went and even answered the question. All I said was factor. Look at this. Ho ho. Very nice. Extra credit for you. Very nice. Uh-oh. Iffy, you got the wrong answer. Iffy, not good. You put x minus 4 and x minus 7. Two negatives don't multiply to give you a negative, right? Okay? Lamau, you got people doing homework. So two negatives, you got to remember, it's positive and negative. That's what gives you a negative. Chaos or chos, what? Chaos. Chaos, what is this? Chaos, please explain. Chos. Chosonic. What is this? Why did you put parentheses inside parentheses? What is this? Onion, what is this? How do you expect me to read this? How do you expect me to read this? What is this? Is this an epsilon? Is this an epsilon? Where did you get epsilon from? What is this? Oh my goodness, Wavo. Oh my goodness. Wow. Look at this. In the presentation room, beautiful handwriting. A plus. Wow. That is smooth. Good job, Wavo. Jesse, you have done very messy work, but I think you got it right. Nope. Well, yep, you got it right. Good job, Jesse. Tristan, good job. Calvin Briseno, good job. Ollie, I don't appreciate this. Ollie, we're gonna have to talk after class. Please meet me after class. Let's see. All right. And that's that for what we got right now. Okay. Moving on to question number 2, my friends. Prepare yourselves. Prepare yourself. Here we go. I'm gonna need some work. Okay, guys? Work. Also, my bad on the second one. I should have just said factor. I will make sure to write the question out so you know what you're doing. It was kind of obvious. Okay. Almost literally said the question out loud. What is the question? Okay. All right. Does that look good, Spats? Yeah.
Yay.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Just double checking here. All right. Here we go, my friends. Round 2. This is for the $20 theme card. And the race is on. Solve for x. 7x squared minus 7x minus 9 equals 0. Find x1 and find x2.
Got him.
Don't you dab in my class. Meet me after class.
And then I'm.
No, enough. Sit
I
down.
was late
You're meeting me
I
after
fell
class.
asleep.
Nope. Nope. You're meeting me after class.
When is after class?
Remember to show work. Remember to show work. Let me see those steps. Don't you dare plug into that quadratic equation and then just immediately say x equals this and x equals that. I need to see those steps. I need to see
My
those
arm
steps.
died. Oh no. Oof.
You got this spatula. You can spatula.
My arm is
Can
dead.
I call you that? Is it okay if I?
Yeah.
That's a wonderful nickname I just thought of. All right, spatula. Can you do you think you could solve this?
My arm died. Hello?
That'll be a problem.
I need a
Okay.
new battery.
Actually, since this one's gonna take a little bit more time, I'll stick around
got
here
it. I got a
for a little bit
battery.
more.
Right.
I don't feel too good about these men bobbing their heads up and down.
Who's bobbing their heads?
It's very unbecoming.
They're bobbing for bobber. How do you friggin' oh, never mind, I did it.
Did you just say
And my arm
friggin'?
back.
This is a family-friendly stream.
Poopy.
All right, here we go. I'm gonna check. See what you guys put this time. See what you guys put this time. All right, here we go, boys. Got on my Vive in my hand, speaking into the headset. So,
Shoot.
Dandy yet again got it in first. However, Dandy, thank you, but I should have mentioned this, I'm sorry. But if a person wins one, then they will not be eligible to win the next. So I'm gonna give it to the next person that got it. Okay? Now, let me even see if you got it right or not. You got it. You got it wrong, actually. Oof. Let me just double check here real quick. Yeah, I don't know what you did, dude. Okay. Alright, we got some answers rolling in. Got a bunch of answers rolling in. Alright, next up we have Rizu. Rizu. I'm sorry, Rizu. You've rounded. Did I ever teach you guys to round? Did I ever say you guys could round? There is no rounding in math. Alright. Now, Choss is next. So, let's see what Choss did. So Choss, remember Choss last time drew some kind of like, I don't know what that was, some hieroglyphic answer. But this time we got an actual answer from Choss here. Choss, did you round, Choss? Did you round? Expelled. All right, people. We got the winner. We got the winner. Who could it be? Who could it be? It's our boy, Adrian Zayan Zai. Very good job. Look at that. From the beginning, wrote the formula down. Wrote the formula down. Extra credit. Extra credit. Wrote the formula down. Put the numbers. Put them in. Got rid of the negatives. Did this. Separated them. X1, X2. Clean. Clean. Absolutely clean. Good job. Beautiful job. Got a few more answers rolling in now. We got the Dong Nut Boy rounding again, probably because he used a cheating service. We got Zin with the right answer. Good job, Zin. Very clean. I can see you wrote it right below the first question. Zin, you are a star student. What do you mean it's wrong? What do you mean it's wrong? It's 301. The answer's not wrong. Chat. Stop thinking once someone says it's wrong, it's wrong. It's right. Okay? Stole it from Khan Academy. Okay? It's right. I checked. All right. Good job, Zin. Very, very good job. Evan Smith. Dear God, look at this disaster. Look at this absolute disaster. Uh-oh. What just happened? No, Windows, don't crash. Okay. Oh, wait a moment. You're right. He is wrong. Oh, no. Adrian, you're wrong. No. Why did you do that, Adrian? Oh, no. You are wrong. Oh, the upset. Oh, the upset. Adrian, you're wrong. Oh, no. Adrian, you had the right answer, but you simplified incorrectly. Oh no, see that? See how the radical is on top of the divided by 2? You can't just put that on the side. The radical is also being divided by 2. Oh, that's... Well, now we have a new winner. Now we have a new winner. Congratulations, Zin. Zin, congratulations. I told you you're a star student. I told you you're gonna make it someday. Good job, Zin. All right. And we got Jesse's answer. Jesse, good job. You're also correct. Very good. Very nice. Very good job. All right, guys. Now coming back. Making our way back. Zin, please DM me. We will talk. Almost, you're technically right. Kind of. Not, yeah, I guess. All right. Now, we move on to the second or the third segment before I end stream. So we've been going for about, I think, a little over 2 hours. Actually, no, about 2 hours almost. We're gonna go for maybe 45 more minutes. And here we go. Again, so for those of you just joining, let me remind you, I'm not playing any music so that you could play music. You play your own music. Why have me force you guys to listen to whatever I want to play? You guys play music. I'll do my thing. What? Oh my god, everything just went... Did that just happen to you too?
No.
Oh boy. Vive, please don't fail me now. This would be the wrong time to fail me, Vive. Okay. All right. We're on warning. Stream might randomly die. Let's be careful. All right. Now. So what did we do? Let me recap real quick. So again, play your own music, just so it's not just my voice. Play your own music, chill out. For those of you that are gonna leave right now, check out all the stuff in the description, Twitter, all that, whatever. And the Discord most importantly, because I've made the Discord special. If you have questions, if you have things about your own homework, doesn't even matter if it's not math. We got English people, we got chemistry people, we got physics people, we got them. And we're looking for more. And we got tutors, and I'm there too. So join the Discord and have some fun over there. And if you sub, I made like a sub channel thing too. so you can feel slightly special.